huge welcome to the famous Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit for the concluding two races in the Hyundai Heavy Industries British F1 Sidecar Championship. It also sees the conclusion of the British Superbike Championship as well. So a big crowd here in Brands will get the benefit of three-wheeled action. The title already decided, Stevens and Charwood are champions. Peach pretty much assured of second. Kershaw and Wilson sadly cannot defend their third place. That will almost certainly go to Brown or Lovelock, and Ben Holland there sniffing as well. Tim Reeves, Greg Clues back in action. Good to see defending champion Hegarty back, as indeed the Birchall brothers on a 600. Paymundo.com are TV partners this weekend. Their man, Tony Brown, is going to give it a shot. But conditions here difficult. All sorts of tyre choices. We have a wet race declared over 6 laps. Goodness knows what's going to happen. It's overcast, it's damp. This is an abrasive circuit, this Brands Hatch track. 28 outfits on the grid. Look how overcast it is, but from pole position, Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, then it's Andy Peach. Then you can see Stevens and Charwood. We are looking on board from Sean Hegarty and James Neve. They are always fearsomely quick here, and they make no mistake, there's Ben Holland, Lee Watson going through. John Holden and Stuart Ramsey up the inside. Holden rode very well last time out at Silverstone. Can he do a repeat performance here? Away they go then in this very grey Brands Hatch afternoon here. Reeves got the whole shot without a doubt, everyone else shoveling round. As I said, Ben and Tom Birchall riding a 600cc LCR long outfit, but we also have Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale on their TT winning Suzuki, a short F2, and we have Sean Reeves and Mark Wilkes as well on yet another F2, but we're on board with Holden. Going up the inside then of Ben Holland. He's made that one stick, he's by, look how close they are. There's Hegarty, James Neve as they drop down over Pilgrim's Stalk. That's about 160 miles an hour in the dry, and it is dry at the moment. We had a heavy shower which defined really that this race became a short one. Through goes Hegarty, up to fourth then, Sean Hegarty. Out in front though, Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, then Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charwood, John Holden, Stuart Ramsey. There's Tony Brown on the Paymundo.com Kawasaki. There's Rupert Archer and Steve Thomas. There, Dave Molyneux, number 11. Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale on that very short stubby outfit. Looking behind then from Andy Peach at Roger Lovelock and Aki Alto. They are in with a very strong chance of claiming third place in this championship from the unfortunate Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson. Again, our very best wishes go to the boys from north of the border. Speedy recovery, chaps. Let's see you around the paddock in 2016. Kershaw will be sitting at home watching what's going on here. Tony Brown then, that battle for that third place is between Brown and Lovelock. But now we can see Hegarty and James Neve looking at John Holden, who has really come of age on this long Suzuki, the ex-Tim Reeves F1 bike. Barnes Racing, Silkeline supported as well for John Holden. On board now with Roger Lovelock, Aki Alto, Peach and Charlie Richardson looking good here. They change their livery as often as they change their shirts, these guys. Never quite know by looking at the bike what colour it's going to be. But look at Lovelock, the BMW so fast on the fastest part of the circuit. Down he goes into Hawthorne Bend. Round he goes and squirting along towards the next right-hander of Westfield. Hawthorne has claimed the scalp of Andy Peach, number 4. Peach pretty much second place assured in the championship. He'd have to do something really silly to lose that. He is well clear in the points. Ben Bygrave and John Allen, number 74. Ben Bygrave, such a talent on the Blue Machinery Suzuki, the number 74 bike. When they keep it upright, by golly, they ride quickly. Johnny Allen has not been out for a whole season, so he's doing a good job here, hanging on to a fast rider like Ben Bygrave. 77, Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, the bellow of that Yamaha going over the hill. This is the battle now for third place. Terrific on-board action here, riding with Sean Hegarty, chasing down John Holden. Hegarty's a master at Druids, but he's going to have to go round here and settle for second best. Reeves not getting away the way he normally does, and that is because the bike he's riding simply is not as quick as the Kawasaki he was using. Ben Holland, Lee Watson now, are they going to be the next to fall victim to Roger Lovelock and Aki Alto, who pop out of the slipstream underneath at 30th? Round they go, heading out. Got to keep it tight here, Lovelock, and he does. Such a master at his track craft, Roger Lovelock. The wily old fox from Marlborough is chasing hard. Hegarty then right on the back now of John Holden, looking at the inside as they go towards Westfield. Round he goes. He's made it stick. Westfield then ahead of them. Dingledell dropping down Dingledell. The battle at the front though, back at the sharp end. Reeves now coming under some pressure from Ricky Stevens. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood, 11 victories so far in the 2015 season. They have been imperious in marching on their way to the title, which they lifted at Silverstone. So they're riding for fun, if you like, but double points here on hand at Brands Hatch, so an awful lot to play for. Going for the lead and take it, Tim Reeves, customary Tim Reeves, closes the door with a bit of contact, but no, not to be bowed by that one. Ricky Stevens, through he goes, claims the #1 spot in the race from the 5 times world champion Tim Reeves. This pairing, the Anglo-French pairing, Reeves from Kent, 5 titles already to his name, as I said, and he is now watching a young man, I think, who is destined one day, certainly in the not too distant future, to become world champion and take that crown as well from Tim Reeves, just as he has taken the #1 spot in this race. Pilgrim's Drop at Hawthorne Bend then. This is 4th gear round here, about 120 miles an hour, then along this short straight, just shifting up and then back again. Round they go, down to Dingledell, on board with Lovelock. At Dingledell now, dropping down through the next right-hander, Sheen Curve. He's at Sheen Curve. Ahead of him then, the left-hander now of Sterling Bend. He's got a clear track ahead of him. He can see the guys in front. So Lovelock now up to 4th with every chance of closing these down. But look at Hegarty. He fancies a bit of Tim Reeves now, because out in front it's Stevens and Charwood. Reeves in 2nd. Hegarty and Reeves have raced together so many times, not just on the British stage, and this is the strong point of the track for Sean Hegarty and James Lee on the Sean Hegarty Racing Suzuki, the bike that they spent an absolute fortune on this year. They have about 2 miles of the Brands Hatch circuit to do because they're on their last lap. Tim Reeves will not want to give away another place. He's forsaken the lead. Stevens and Charwood have that under control. Hegarty now sniffing. He can see the wounded animal ahead of him, Tim Reeves, and by that I mean the bike is slower. Once they get onto the straight, we'll see just how much slower it is. Head down then for Sean Hegarty, the number 33 purple and yellow bike. Oh no, he's not close enough. Reeves has got that Yamaha going. Down they come, into Hawthorne, round Hawthorne. Hegarty's got about 3 more chances in my book to muscle his way past Tim Reeves, and he's going to have to muscle his way past, because Tim Reeves will want to give an ounce of tarmac if he can do anything at all otherwise. Sheen Curve, they're at it now, then ahead of them, the left-hander of Sterling's. Here we go. I don't think there's anything left in the Hegarty tank here, using all the track and more, cutting the curb off, but Reeves has got it. Looks like Reeves is in 2nd place, swooping into clearways, just his right-hander, and a sprint to the line then to determine this 2nd spot. Hegarty's got the hammer down. He's going to go out alongside. Pulling out alongside is the Suzuki. Going to be quick enough. Reeves putting him on the cross, as he would, but that's racing. What a fantastic finish. No doubt the winners though, Stevens and Charwood. That moves them on to victory number 12. A wonderful thumbs up, great racing. Lovelock did enough to move himself handsomely up the table. You could see Ben Bygrave and Johnny Allen there thrilled. And John Holden with his mate Stuart Ramsey, a new pairing. Look at that, they finished 5th. Hegarty did get the verdict from Reeves. Astonishing 2 1/1000ths of a second, that's all it was. Lovelock, Holden, Bygrave, Guy, Drown, Archer. I'm breathless. Fantastic race one here at Brands Hatch. 12th place eventually for Peach and Richardson. Obviously had a problem. Best of the 600s. Sean Reeves in 17th, ahead of Molyneux and the Birchers in 20th place. And a lot of finishers, 24 made it home. The final race in this riveting championship lines up here, and there you can see lining up in pole position. Winners of the first race. That's how the grid is determined. Stevens and Charlwood. A plan being hatched under the helmet of Tim Reeves and Greg Clues. Dave Francis talking through there with Roger Lovelock and Aki Alto. John Holden and Stuart Ramsey. What a ride they had. Sean Hegarty and James Neva, just a touch of the hand. Come on guys, let's go and do it. Good ride too by Ben Bygrave, number 74 there on the blue machinery. So he is in 5th on the grid. But I've just been told that for some reason Stevens and Charlwood, right at the top of your screen, are lining up on the back of the grid. They did the warm-up lap and formed up on the back. This is unbelievable. For whatever reason, they are on the back of the grid. Let's see how they progress. Hegarty then into 2nd place. Reeves is away. Made no mistake this time, but we saw that in race 1, did we not? They gradually ground him down. Stevens and Charlwood overhauled him. I can tell you now there's been a wager. Stevens was bet that if he started from the back of the grid and made it onto the podium, there would be a cash incentive to the tune of £5,000, would you believe, if he made his way all the way up to one of those 3 steps. So everybody, as far as Stevens is concerned, has got a 50 quid note stapled to his back. I wonder how he's going to make it through the field. We shall see. Never mind. Enough said of that. Out in front though, and you can see them chasing bugs. There is Stevens in the thick of the action. Already made up some good ground. We're riding with him now, flying past Ben and Tom Birchall on their 600, flying past outfits galore here, gobbling up places like you would not believe. This looks like a Tim Reeves-esque type ride as Stevens makes his way through the field, not throwing caution to the wind, looking very, very calm. Also in this race, Andy and Phil Sloan riding number 62. I have to say, lost their father Bob just 3 weeks ago. They buried him this week. They're out there racing. Wonderful testimony to them. And let's see you back in 2016, guys. Look at Stevens. Ahead of him, it looks like Case Kentrop, the Dutchman. There on the left, the Finny Cat Kawasaki of Ben Holland and Lee Watson, sporting brand new, shiny, bright yellow crash helmets. There's Peach and Richardson. I now know their problem in race 1 was a broken gear shift. That is why they were stuck in 2nd and sometimes 3rd gear. Tony Brown, 57, Paymundo.com, our TV partners bike. They've pledged also to be back for 2016. Good to see that financial management company involved in sidecar racing at the highest level. Through the field again goes Stevens. Now who's that ahead of him? We're looking backwards. There's Lovelock, there's Holland, there's Bygrave having a cracking ride. The 2 Bens, not Bill and Ben, it's Ben and Ben. Bygrave on the inside. Back in the day, they were known as the boy band. They're at it again here. Bygrave, 74. Johnny Allen coming out of retirement, doing an absolutely fantastic job as Bygrave threw the back end round as they came out of Hawthorne Bend. Birchall's chase. Oh, Tony Brown out of it with double points at stake. That is a catastrophe. He came here with a chance of finishing 3rd. At this rate, he'll be lucky to finish in the top 5. Reunited with Sam Christie, who's now recovered from that ankle injury. Not a good return for Christie and not a good final round for Tony Brown. But at the front, Reeves leads Hegarty. The ever-present John Holden, Stuart Ramsey there is, oh, hand in the air from the passenger. James Neva's got his hand up. This is a mechanical problem again. Sean Hegarty has been absolutely plagued with retirement issues this year, despite spending a small fortune, as I said, in race 1 on this Suzuki. It just has not happened for him. Possibly 2016, he will be back, I know that. We might see him running different power. He's not covered himself in glory with the Suzuki this year, that's for sure. Came into the series as defending champion, as through goes Stevens on yet another midfield runner. So gobbling up places as fast as he possibly can, Ricky Stevens, with pound note signs in his eyes. a belch of flame from the Remsey cross-plane Yamaha from Tim Reeves, who's now clear out in front, almost a second ahead of John Holden, Stuart Ramsey. Peach then closing. Peach and Richardson, no such gear problems this time, no such tyre dilemma this time. It's only a matter of time, I suspect, before they nail John Holden. The Isle of Man TT winner Holden's been getting quicker and quicker all season on the long bike. There goes Peach. Holden should have known better. He left the door wide open. Peach does not need a second invitation. Through he went, onto the start-finish straight then at Clearways here. Head down, Paddock Hill Bend. Peach up to second place at half race distance. We are on lap 5 of 10. Look at the crowd in the grandstand. Fantastic spectators here to witness the final round as well of the MCE Insurance British Superbike Championship, the best domestic Superbike Championship on the calendar, and we are privileged to run at every one of their rounds with the Hyundai Heavy Industries F1 Sidecar Championship in association with the Molson Group, as through goes Ben Holland and Lee Watson on Roger Lovelock and Aki Alto, the rain light shining vividly on the back of the bike. Not to be outdone though, Lovelock having a look round the outside at Surtees. He'll try and get that BMW power down when they go onto the fastest part of the circuit, and you can see how quick the BMW is. He's going to have to stick his head down as they come into Hawthorne, and through goes Stevens. Both of them almost in one fell swoop, not quite. His fellow Portsmouth resident, Ben Holland, looking good here. Stevens and Charlwood. Unbelievably, Stevens and Charlwood are now up to 5th place, and you can see also on that caption, Lovelock is now 3rd as it stands in the title, ahead of Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson. Holland up to 5th, ahead of Tony Brown. So that cost Tony Brown and Sam Christie dearly, that retirement. It all went terribly wrong for them, and Paymundo.com here at the final round at Brands Hatch. So ahead of Stevens then, it's Ben Holland and Lee Watson. If he can get past them, he's in with a chance of grabbing that big money. And up the inside, a favourite place for Ricky Stevens. Up he goes then to 4th. In 4th place now, but there's nothing ahead of him. The other three are way up the track. Reeves, Peach and Holden are some 8 seconds clear of these guys. And on lap 6 of 10, I don't think Stevens and Charlwood have got a chance of winding them in, because the further they get up the race, the faster everyone is going, of course. Lovelock, now 3rd in the title, is lying now in a very strong and comfortable double points position here. Oh, Martin Kirk and Ben Hughes retiring. They've got a front end issue. They are out of it, parked safely on the grass. You can see where they left their footprints all over the gravel. Yellow flags being waved. Race leader then, Tim Reeves, with Andy Peach chasing him down. Now I can tell you, because I know Andy Peach personally, I know them both personally, Andy Peach would love to go out of 2015 on a high, and nothing would give him greater pleasure than getting his L&W Contractors Kawasaki past the Remsey Racing Yamaha of Tim Reeves and Greg Clues, and that's exactly what he does. Going into Paddock Hill Bend, not to be outdone though. Reeves fighting back. He's a tough adversary, Tim Reeves. You know darn well if you take a lunge past Tim Reeves, it will come and bite you in the backside moments later. He's riding a bike that, by his own admission, is not as quick as he would like, but he's having to work hard on it. And I have to say, since getting into the cockpit, Tim Reeves has done a great job on that Remsey Racing Yamaha. I do suspect, though, that there'll be a revision of the thinking for 2016. When he goes on to the world stage next year, he will be competing on level terms with 600cc outfits, such as ridden by the Birchells. Peach then, superior speed of the Kawasaki, rocketed past. Peach then back in front, and I think this time there will be no way back for Tim Reeves, because Peachy has gapped him. He's got 4 or 5 machine lengths as they drop down into Dingle Dell. On a mission now, the Assured Office Solutions B-Wiser Kawasaki of Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charlwood at Dingle Dell. But you can see just in the distance, it's a bit of a carrot and a donkey situation. There you can see John Holden and Stuart Ramsey disappearing out of sight. There they are, the red light on the back of them. They're closing on the penultimate lap. Stevens and Charlwood can see 5 grand, ka-ching, if they can only get this thing on the podium. They are chasing so hard, and that's the length of the start-finish straight. They have to do it on the last lap. Over the line, the gap was 5 seconds. Can they wind in 5 seconds in 2.433 miles of this terrifically spectacular Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit? I don't know. Is it game on? They might be able to get within sniffing distance. Getting past, though, will be a very different kettle of fish, because John Holden and Stuart Ramsey have had a great weekend here to round off their 2015 season. I hope they make it a permanent fixture as a partnership for next year, because they certainly have gelled very well together. Peach then coming up behind one of the tail-enders, going through supremely in control here, heading for a victory here. Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson going out on a high for L&W Contractors on the Kawasaki. They're at Dingledell, and there Tim Reeves as well. Swooping past the amiable Frenchman Philippe Galin, and young Adam Christie, Sam Christie's brother, in the chair with him. And now heading for victory under the bridge for the last time, and into clearways comes Andy Peach with Charlie Richardson. Round they go, just a sprint now towards the flag. 10 laps as what it's taken for him to muscle his way to the front. He's done a great job. It's victory here, ending on a high for Peach and Richardson. Double points as well, don't forget. That's 50 to consolidate their second place. Holden over the line in third, and where is Stevens? Well, he caught up a couple of seconds, but not enough. A brave effort from the back of the grid, ahead of Ben Holland and Lee Watson, and Lovelock and Alto third in the title. They've nailed it. Victors then in race 2 here, Peach and Richardson. Terrific entertainment. 19 races under everyone's belts this year, and there you can see Peach won the last one ahead of Reeves, Holden, Stevens from the back of the grid, Holland, Lovelock confirmed third in the title. Another good ride by Bygrave and Johnny Allen ahead of Gary Horsfall, Jimmy Connell. The unsung heroes, they're always there or thereabouts. Gary Bryan, Jamie Wynn there in 11th. Case Kentrop, the Dutchman, 13th place ahead of Ian Drown and Jed Pillmore Brady. The Birchells collected the final point on their 600 Honda. Brilliant race and a brave performance by Andy and Phil Sloan. They must have been hard racing without Bob, their father mechanic. God bless him. Fantastic way to finish here at Brands Hatch. Tim Reeves then beaten by Andy Peach and Charlie Richardson, very much on a high. You can see Stevens and Charwood totally dominant. What a season they had. Lovelock confirmed that third. Best wishes to Kershaw and Wilson. We've said it, I'll say it again. Holland, Brown, they're all names for the future. We want to see Reeves back. We want to see Guy back. We want to see Holden going. We want to see the Birchells. We want to see them all in 2016. It's been a terrific championship this year with a promise of more to come next year. Absolutely fantastic. I'm looking forward to a break in the winter. Join us again next year for more fantastic F1 sidecar racing. Champions though, Stevens and Charwood, they absolutely nailed it with 12 victories this year.